Good morning, everyone. It's Crypto Meow Analysis coming at you with an update video on Bitcoin. It is my daily or almost daily BTC update video. So we'll just jump right into it. Bitcoin just printed a critical reaction, and what happens next from this level is likely to define the next major move. We just had a really big move up today on the 18th, which I'm pretty excited about. And we're sitting at a point where both bulls and bears have strong arguments because technically we're forming some sort of bear flag right now. But if we can manage to get over 105, 95, 96, then is a strong case and argument for a breakout, and 106 would be in play, and that's a critical point. So basically, we're sitting at a point where it's kind of a very important decision making here. So on the daily time frame, Bitcoin is still inside a broader bullish market structure, but clearly shifted into a corrective phase since we broke down here in October of 2025. After also failing to hold 100,000 region, that was very critical support. Price sold off aggressively from 106,000 and is now inside a major demand zone, which we've been talking about for weeks, between 83,000 and 91,000. A zone that historically attracted buyers and has attracted buyers. So nonstop buying and volatility happening right now. Right now, Bitcoin is trading around the 88,000 area. And the key thing to note is that the price did not immediately break down. Instead, we're seeing a higher low forming and a short-term ascending trend line developing. That's a sign of seller exhaustion, at least temporarily, because this could turn into a bear flag at any point, right? You could go up, even make a higher high, get stuck at 95, and get smacked back down. The bounce is constructive, but it's not confirmation yet, in my opinion. So the key levels to watch over, there are three key levels that everyone needs to be watching, is 91 to 95,000. So you already attempted to break out multiple times, and even in my other videos, I said, hey, if we don't break 91,000 and the more we come over here and get rejected, the weaker it gets. So we don't want to see lower highs forming, which is what we're doing right now, but eventually we should get a breakout, right? The more we retest this area of resistance, the weaker it becomes. Same with support, and eventually we should get a breakout. So I'd say 91 to 95,000 is still technically in play. And on the broader time frame, on the macro time frame, 83 to 91 is still macro support. So technically, we've been respecting this support since November, since November of this year, when we had this nasty sell-off. Okay, so a close over this level would straighten the door and for a move back towards 100 to 106. Now 106 is do or die, because I think we're bearish, but I'll be proven wrong if Bitcoin breaks 106. If Bitcoin breaks 106, we're going to make a higher high, and literally looking back, it's the same thing that happened the last two times. We had a sell-off and then we made a higher high. Sell-off, higher high. Sell-off, even though this was a very deep correction, but somehow we managed to break. That's if 106 breaks, in my opinion. So the second level is 83,600. This is the bottom of the demand. If Bitcoin loses this level decisively, we're likely heading towards 70K, which is the next macro support, which is the next area that I'm going to be buying Bitcoin. So 70,000 is my next buying Bitcoin. I will be buying 0.002 Bitcoin at 70,000. I think it's $140. So I'll have a total of 0.004 BTC at that point. So we talked about 83 to 70. Now 106 is the third key level. This remains the bear/bull line. Okay, so if Bitcoin must reclaim this level to resume strong upward momentum. If we don't break this, then it's going to be the biggest bear trap in the history of the NBA. We're going to come up here, trap everyone, get some sort of revival on altcoins, and then altcoins are going to die along with Bitcoin. It's going to go down. Now, if Bitcoin dominance, so for anybody that's holding for alt season, which was me included, If Bitcoin bounces around from here and even ranges between 83 and 106, we need Bitcoin dominance to drop, Ethereum to go up, Bitcoin price to stabilize around this area. What we don't want to see is price go down, Bitcoin dominance drop, because what that's going to do is it's going to take everything down with it. But if Bitcoin price is stabilized and consolidates within a range while Bitcoin dominance is dropping and while Ethereum dominance goes up, then we could see some sort of rotation into smaller caps. But what we don't want to see is price going down, dominance dropping, because if that's the case, then obviously all of our coins are getting absolutely wrecked. Now, the MA ribbons is still overhead, acting as resistance. For bulls, the goal is simple: regain short-term moving averages and flip them into support. None of that is valid right now. I mean, you can see that we're still struggling to get back over the 20-day EMA, which is 89,000. Don't even get me started on 50, 100, and 200. We're still very, very, very bearish. It's not typically when we get a sell-off, we have to wait until the ribbons level out, flatten, and then we could wait for some sort of move. And even then, it's not guaranteed because the move could all of a sudden break down, taking all the averages with it. So basically, it's very simple. I like to look at the moving averages because if we're under all of them, it's bearish. It's very simple. It's temporarily very, very, very bearish. And this is on the daily time frame. It's a little bit different on the weekly time frame. So just full disclosure. As long as the price is below the ribbon, rally should be treated cautiously because we could still come back up, get stuck at resistance, and come back down. It could be like a little short pump and dump. So just don't get overly trapped. But if we can reclaim those averages, momentum can flip quickly. We really need to get, first one is stay over and get over 89,000, and then 91,000, which coincides perfectly close with the 20-day. And then from there, 95,000, which closely is very close to the 50-day simple moving average at 94,000, and so on. Now the RSI, let me delete that. That was from the live stream last night. So the RSI on the daily has bounced from oversold territory near 30, which historically signals a relief rally or a consolidation phase. However, the RSI is still below 50, meaning momentum hasn't fully shifted bullish yet. Bulls want to see the RSI reclaim the mid-range and hold it. So we really need to get over this. If we don't, we're just going to come back up here, get stuck, and come right back down and make a lower low. Okay? So again, we really need to reclaim this level. What I really want to see is getting back over neutral and then start moving up and start getting back over 106 if you're still bullish. So there's a couple scenarios moving forward. The bullish case scenario is if Bitcoin holds 88 to 91,000, which right now it is technically still holding this area. So if it holds this this zone, and it breaks over 95,000 with volume, we could see a strong pushback towards 100K and a potential retest of the 106K, which is the 618 from the high to the low. Okay. The bearish case scenario is if this bounce fails. So if we validate this bear flag and if this bounce fails, and price loses 83,000, the chart opens up quickly and a move towards the low 70,000s becomes very realistic and very fast in my opinion. There's no Mickey Mousing it. It's just going to go straight down. So I hope that all made sense. Now, one thing that I do want to show you is the weekly RSI, which we're not oversold yet. I did want to emphasize on the fact that I do look at the weekly RSI for Bitcoin, and historically speaking, when we do come down and hit oversold, which has happened 3 times, it does mark a bottom for Bitcoin. So as I've said before, I don't know how low it's going to go. I don't know where it's going to stop. But when I see the RSI in extremely oversold, that's when I'm going to be putting most of my capital in, because whether it's 70,000 or whether it's 50,000, 40,000, wherever it is, because historically that has marked a bottom, and then we started moving up for the next higher high. Now, given that Bitcoin has made a higher high every single time, it's a no-brainer in my opinion. We're not there yet, but I did want to show you that the weekly RSI is very important because of that. Now, here back in January 2015, we went oversold. we marked a bottom, bullish divergence, and then a breakout. A bullish divergence meaning we made a higher low on the RSI, but the price made a lower low, and then we started moving up, right? Same here. So we were oversold, and then we went up, and this time we just we just went up. I mean, technically, even this COVID sell-off, you did make a higher low, but the price was still higher. Here, back in June of 2022, we sold off, and then we made a bullish divergence, made a lower low on the price, a higher low on the RSI, and then the bull market started for Bitcoin. And so this is something that I want to look back on and say, hey, look, we were oversold. I bought in. We probably went lower, and I bought in even more. And then I get to basically ride the next wave up. It's not there yet, but obviously I'll let you guys know, and I'll keep you guys, I'll show you guys the indicators for anybody that's watching this long. Now, taking a look at the Gaussian channel, one thing that I always emphasize on is that I think that we are here because, so I do think that we are bearish, obviously. I think that we are consolidating in the channel right now. So we're just waiting to get this breakdown and the sell-off, which is going to turn the channel red. I know that's very bearish, but I can't ignore the fact that we had such a big sell-off while this entire bull run. We use this as support, and as long as we're bullish, we use the channel as support. And once we broke into it, that's when I should have thrown the towel before. Like, oh, okay, we broke into it, so I know it's going to be bearish in the short-term future, and I'll just wait for the sell-off. Even here, oh, we sold off into it. Okay, all right, sell-off, right? We broke into it. Oh, sell-off. Okay, right? So it's basically the same thing in my opinion, and we broke into it. Now we're probably going to consolidate, create some sort of bear flag while the channel turns red eventually. So that's just my opinion. Obviously I could be wrong, and I know that's bearish case scenario. All that is invalidated if Bitcoin breaks 106,000. Okay, so it's very simple. And with that being said, one last thing I wanted to show you is that we are still in fear. I know this video is long, but I hope you guys watch and take as much information as you can out of it. We are still in fear. So there's that aspect of opportunity for this chart to move up, to get some sort of relief rally on not only Bitcoin but altcoins. The average RSI is oversold. It's still Bitcoin season. I haven't even seen this move to altcoin season in like over a year. We never got altcoin season, so just keep in mind, like, we're still waiting for alt season. We are still in fear, close to extreme fear. So we in my opinion, I do think that we are going to get some sort of relief rally, and hopefully, I hope that it does break 95,000 and 106,000, because that means that the viewers come back. That means that the channel revenue goes up and everything is good, right? So anyway, with that being said, if this breakdown helped you, please make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Are you bullish or are you bearish from here? Do you think we're going to break down? Do you think we're going to break 106,000? That's very important, because all this also determines whether we go up on altcoins or whether altcoins basically break their lows and make lower lows. Very important. Please let me know. Just remember, none of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion. Thank you so much for your support, and I will catch you in the next video.